Hello, my name is Starlight. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'm reaching out to all of you beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature somewhere out there. Come on, you can come on. Come on out and bring your family out. If you have a dog, yeah, your dog will thank you. Believe me, they love sniffing everything and anything, right? And if you're gonna bring your dog, make sure, don't forget the little doggy bags, or drinking water in a little bowl. Make sure they get the good stuff, so, and they don't mind to have some little treats. So anyway, I love you all, and don't forget your kids. Don't leave your dog, take your dog and leave your kids at home. No, bring the whole family out, either at a hiking place or a park, even a bike trail, just outside somewhere. So anyway, I love you all, and if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman. Oops, I got a hair that was itching my nose. And besides checking me out on my YouTube channel, you can give this video a thumbs up, and you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't forget, you can leave a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Swing by and say hi to Starlight. So also you can check out my playlist, and you could share my videos. You can share my videos with your family, your friends. Let's see, some seagulls and ducks. And also you can follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K Dingman Starlight. So anyway, I just want to let you know that Starlight needed time off. So those of you that missed out on my video, the last video that I put out, now I'm back. And so anyway, thank you for all of you that are still here on my YouTube channel. And today, because you pushed the button, didn't you? You pushed the button. So this video is about don't panic. Don't panic. That is the worst case scenario, is when we panic. And it is so important. It is so important. It is so important not to panic, not to flip out, not to get scared. So you really, no matter what you're going through, no matter what the universe or life throws at you, don't panic. Take a breather. Get out and breathe some air out in, out in nature somewhere. Go for a hike. Get alone with yourself so you can, get grounded, get balanced, and that way you can think clearly and be able to make the right kind of decisions and the right kind of judgments. Because if you are not protecting your energy and you're around, and this is another part of this video, is you've got to protect your energy more. You got to protect your energy no matter what. But when you're going through stuff in life, no matter what the universe is testing you, no matter what kind of blocks that you have in your life, is that you have to protect your energy. And that is, because if you don't protect your energy, like the energy vampires or any of those kind of things, or lower frequency vibrations with people that are of a lower vibrational beings, by being in the wrong place at the wrong time, it will trip you up. It will cause you where you cannot function right or think right or even make a clear decision on what you need to do. So it's so important, no matter what you're going through. And it could be relationships. You could be going through a relationship problem right now. You know how many people right now are going through relationship problems, and they panic, and the more I don't know about guys, but I believe it goes on with men and women, where your thoughts are not your own, and so you got to really be mindful, not mindful, is that all your thoughts are not your own. And if you don't control your mind, your thoughts, by a lot of times we got to let go of those things that are in our headspace, because if you focus too much on what's going on up here, it could bring you in a downward spiral where you're gonna, multiply all your problems. And where now what are you gonna do? Starlight has been there too many times where, you can make like a little anthill into a big mountain, with relationships or at work, finances, your finances where, and that's why it's so important to protect your energy around, the people that you're hanging out with, spending time with. Starlight doesn't have time to hang out, because I'm too busy working on myself. So, and, the kind of music that you are listening to has a big influence, good or negative or positive, a higher frequency or a lower frequency, depending on the kind of music. If you're listening to low frequency music, it is going to trip you up. It's going to cause you to not really function in a good, healthy way to make the right kind of decisions on what you're going through right now. So don't panic. Don't, when, your world gets tipped upside down, that is the worst thing that you can do. You need to take some breathers, take some time off, get alone with yourself, get out in nature, meditate, do some yoga, talk to God. God is there. Whatever your name is for some, there's something greater than us. So you got to reach out. God's there 24/7. You can go to God anytime you want and ask for help. But you got to be patient. It doesn't come when you think it's going to come. The answers don't hit you right when you think. You got to listen to your intuition, and and that's why it's so important to protect your energy and make sure you're not around toxic environments, like a casino or a bar. But this can happen anywhere because energy is all over, and negative energy or lower frequency vibrations, that energy is everywhere. In the church, it could be in the church building, it could be at the bar scene. So that's why you got to really get to know your surroundings. And I don't want you to be afraid, but you got to let love guide you and not fear, but protect your energy, like have safe environment, boundaries. Don't just think that, hey, I could go wherever I want. You can if you want, but is that good for you? Is the music that you're around, is that good for you? Because all these things are tools to trip us up. Starlight, is out here at this park. You know what? I am not going to spend time with people that are smoking cigarettes or doing drugs or drinking alcohol. No. Or listening to music that is a lower vibration. You have to protect your energy. If you're around those environments, if you are still listening to, the beat sounds great. Starlight was guilty for this most of her life. There was a period of time for 7 years or even longer, that Starlight didn't listen to any of the low vibrational. It was all gospel music, all Christian music, and later on, I started getting back to the music that I used to listen to. That music is so powerful. It could really influence you in a negative way, and it could cause you to go back to things that you gave up. It could cause you to go do things that you normally wouldn't do. So you got to be mindful of the kind of music that you listen to and the people that you surround yourself with. Are you around people that are always, afraid to do this and afraid to do that, and that they're living in fear, and you're spending time with those people? Guess what? That stuff is going to rub off on you. You got to really be mindful of the kind of people, because if you are a type of person that reaches out for help and tells people your problems and the things that you're going through, you could have the wrong people to open up to, right? You could tell them everything that you're going through, and if they're a person that's not making the right choices in their life, how's their life going? Are they working on themselves? Or are they out there partying all the time? You got to be mindful of the kind of people that you go to for advice. Are they working on themselves? Do they get out in nature? Do they love themselves? So these are things that you got to question. Are, what kind of lifestyle are they living? Are they into drugs? Are they into, music that is in a low vibration? And if you go to those people, what kind of information, what kind of advice do you think that they're going to give you? They could They could give you the wrong kind of advice. They could even plant seeds of fear in your mind and your headspace where, or things that would confuse you, where you don't know which way to go and what way to turn. Don't panic. Don't panic. Don't let that stuff, don't let the outward stuff affect the inside of you. You gotta, instead of worried about all the stuff outside of you, what you're going through, is focus within. Go within, inside of you, and that is why, it's so important, even if you gotta take time off, to get alone with yourself and go within, so that way you can make the right kind of decisions to get you on the path where you belong, and, the places that you want to go and the people that you want to be around. Is if you are in a low frequency, things are not going to function right. It's like having a 3G phone. How do you think that's going to work? So if you, like, I have an upgrade, and that's why my name is Starlight, is because I'm working on myself. But if you spend your time around lower vibrations, lower frequencies, and try to get advice from them, and then you look at their life, how do they make decisions in their life? Are they based on fear? Like with COVID, how were the people around you during COVID time? Did they panic? Don't panic. Please don't panic. You got to relax. You got to calm yourself. You got to breathe in, that air, and meditate. Sit alone with yourself and do some deep breathing. Like, you could breathe in for 4, hold for 4, and let go for 4. Release that, and you breathe in the light, hold it in, and release all toxic energy out of your body, out of your being. And that way, when you clear all that lower vibrational energy out of your body, out of your being, then guess what? Then you'll be able to think clear. That way, then you can make the right kind of decisions in the things that you're dealing with right now. Do you want to be in that relationship? Is it serving you? Is that person loving you? Are they using you? You got to make up the decision on your own. And don't be afraid that you'd be better off if you're in a toxic relationship with somebody that is using you, or taking just taking you for a ride and not being honest with you, or not even being faithful, not even being there for you. You'd be better off being by yourself and working on yourself than to be in that toxic ass relationship that is no good for your mental health or any health, because once they affect your mind and your thoughts and your emotions, it can affect different body parts, just like a car. If you don't take care of the small things with a car, it could cause bigger problems with your car, right? If you don't fix the brakes when they need to get fixed, then guess what? Then now you got to fix the rotors and all this other, and now how much money does it cost? So the same thing with your body is that you got to, when your body says something, you got to pay attention to it. When your body says, I need water, get water. When you're, listen to your body. Your body knows. Stop focusing on what's on the outside of you. Focus on what's going on inside of you. Focus on what is your intuition's telling you. Your intuition could be telling you you're in the wrong relationship. Why are you there? Why are you wasting your time and energy and money on somebody that's not even there loving and supporting you? You have to listen to your body. What is your body telling you? All the answers are within. It's not without. It's not on the outside. It's within inside of you. That's when you got to get alone with yourself and say, okay, what is my body telling me? What is it that I need to, do? What is it that I need to let go of? What is God trying to show me? What is God trying to teach me right now in this relationship? Are you happy in that relationship? Are you tired of, I just heard a man go through this, tell me a story today actually, and the other day, is you don't want to live in a house when you're living 2 separate lives. That's not living. You don't want to live in a relationship where you don't, like somebody's controlling you, and manipulating you and lowering your energy down and making you feel lousy about yourself when you know you're better than what they claim. You don't need to be in a toxic environment or in a toxic relationship when they're just draining you. So it's up to you. And I know some people, they have kids, and this is a big excuse what people do. I got kids. I can't leave that person. I can't leave her. I can't leave him, because we got kids together. Guess what? Are your kids happy? If you're not happy in that environment, you're not going to help your kids out, because that energy, those kids will pick that stuff up. And what are you teaching your kids? Are you teaching your kids, hey, you know what? It's okay to have people run over top of me. It's okay to let people use me and abuse me, with their words. No, it is not. It's not okay. Teach your kids the right thing. Teach them that, you know what? It was a lesson for me. This was a lesson for me, is that I don't need to be in this relationship. I don't need to go through these things, and I don't have to sit in with this any longer. So don't, you be better off teaching your kids the right way and letting them know that you can be happy and making the right decisions by letting go of people that no longer serve you, that they're not there supporting you, not, they're just using you for your money and your time that you put in the house, the things that you do. You're making their life easier by sticking around. And you don't have to do that. You could be free today by making the right choice, by saying, you know what, I need to have a better plan. This is not working out. And just like a job, are you happy with the job that you have? Or are you being taken advantage of you? Are they taking advantage of you? Are they? Does your boss respect you? Does your boss honor you when you show up? Does he, communicate with you? Or is it all his way and, you don't have a say? When's the last time that you got a raise? When is the last time that you were acknowledged for the hard work that you do at your job? Don't stay with a company that they're just using you and just taking you for a ride, where you might have wanted a job. I've known this with family members. They were with that company for years. They were in that company. They had a great record for attendance. They were a hard worker. When anybody needed something, they went to that person. But when this person wanted a better position in the job, that person went and qualified for that job. Guess what? The business did not appreciate that person enough to give them that job that they deserved to have. Instead, they ended up hiring somebody from another town far away to hire somebody when they already had that person right there. And they were never getting anywhere in that company. They were just giving them a little bit of money just to hold them there. And that person finally woke up and said, you know what? I've had enough. I'm not getting anywhere. I need to leave this job. And it's not that you're quitting. You're bettering yourself. So don't ever think that you're a quitter. You're bettering. There's times that we need to quit. We need to quit jobs that are not serving us. We need to quit relationships when they're not there loving and supporting us. I've heard many stories of people in relationships. They work their ass off at a job. They come home to a house and there's no love. They don't even spend time. They don't even get intimate with each other anymore. They don't even, go out in nature. They don't even go for rides anymore. They're just being used because you're making their life easier by being there and paying the bills. And that you have to make the decision in your life right now. Are you tired of doing that, or are you going to do something about it? You're the only one that can make a choice. So be careful who you listen to, because you could get the worst kind of advice from the kind of people that have low vibration, and they could give you information and say, well, what about the kids? What about the kids? What are you teaching the kids? That's what be careful of the people that you listen to, because if that's how they see it, you're going to live a miserable life your whole life. And what is that teaching your kids? Hey, it's okay to live a miserable life and be stuck in a relationship that is toxic. No, it isn't. There's other men, there's other women that will love and accept you for who you are. So it's not about the outside. Work on the inside. Focus on what's going on. What does your intuition say? What does your gut say? Listen to your gut. Don't panic when this stuff happens. Have a plan. Make things happen. It's the worst thing that you can do is panic and make the wrong choices. and say things that, you don't really mean. So you got to be strong, with your boss. Say, you know what, if something doesn't happen with at this employment here, if I don't get more money, I've done the time, I've done my work, I'm a great worker, I show up all the time. If something doesn't change, you don't have to stay at that job. You know what? There's other jobs that would love to have you as an employee. You know, you got to make these changes on your own. You're the one that's got to get sick and tired of being sick and tired to actually make a decision in your life and finally say, you know what? I'm letting love guide me, not fear. I'm not going to have fear hold me down and, stop me from living my dreams. You are young yet. You have your whole life ahead of you. So you don't need to stay in a toxic relationship for the rest of your life. You don't need to stay at a company that don't appreciate who you are and what you do for the company. A lot of times bosses don't know exactly what their workers are even doing to even notice them. And you can't always trust your supervisor or managers, because it doesn't mean that they're going to actually give a good record, a report to the boss. So if you're not getting help from your boss by listening to you and your needs, you can get another job. There's other places out there that would love to have you. So I love you so much. Don't panic. Don't freak out. Go within. Listen to what your body is saying. Your body, your intuition knows more than what anybody else could tell you. What does your gut say? Your gut is telling you exactly, but don't ignore what your gut is telling you. So don't panic when life throws a curveball at you. Don't panic when there's a roadblock. Don't panic when things don't go your way. Just go within and listen. You got to pay attention to what's going on inside of you, not so much on what's going on outside of you. I love you so much. Don't panic. You're going to be great. You're going to get through this. I love you so much. This is Starlight. You could give this video a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, you can leave me a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Swing by and say hi to Starlight. And you could share my videos with your family, your friends. Let's see. Rabbits. Silly old rabbits. And I'm trying to think of other animals that I've been seeing. And I haven't seen any squirrels. I'm going to say a squirrel because I haven't seen any squirrels. So yes, you could share my videos with a squirrel. And don't forget my playlist. And you can find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Ding with Starlight. I love you all. I want the best for you. What is best for you? Staying in that toxic relationship, or staying with that company that don't give two shits about you? No. You are enough, and you're worth having a beautiful life. Don't feel stuck. You're the only one causing you to feel stuck by not doing anything about it. I love you so much. This is Starlight. Namaste. This is Starlight. Love, light, and peace.